Hello everyone. My name is Malik Arslan Nisar and we are in the week 8 tutorial session of this course, Introduction to Mechanical Vibrations. So I think there is some extent chat box. Yes, Anushka, I will upload it by today or tomorrow morning. Actually, I was a little bit busy myself, so I could not upload it. So by tonight or tomorrow morning, I will do it. Okay. And week 7 has also not been uploaded yet. But week 7, is it fine with you guys if I upload week 7 by 19th? Okay. What about week 7? Okay, okay. I'll upload week 7 by 19 because I have not recorded it yet. So I will have to record it. I have my some of my papers tomorrow and day after tomorrow. After that, I can upload it. Okay. So, anyways, let's begin with this session. As I went through the content, I saw that basically, as I went through the week 8 assignment previous year, I saw that most of the questions are the same as we did in week 6, right? The in the matrix method, the questions were done. Uh, I think most of the content will be similar. So there are only 10 questions and they are like really very simple. I feel that they might be simple for you also now that you have gotten a hold of solving the assignments that way. Okay. So I think we should start then. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I would want you guys to answer the questions because they are very simple and like really very simple, and you have done such similar problems. So uh, you can quickly try to solve the questions. So the first question, it is um, very simple. The number of distinct natural frequencies for an n degree of freedom system can be what? Put your answers in the chat box. So the answer will be what? You can also unmute yourself. N, right? Yeah, it's very simple. So I don't think there is much to discuss in this question. Okay. We know for an n degree of system, uh, n degree of freedom system, there will be one natural frequency corresponding to each degree of freedom. Okay, that's why the number of natural frequencies is also equal to n. Okay, while when we follow the when we solve the governing equation, the term for omega, it comes to the power of the number of degree of freedoms of the system. So that's why we get that many number of natural frequencies. Okay. Now the second question is derive the equation of motion of mass m1 for the system. Okay, we have been given a system and we have to find the equation of motion of mass m1. Okay, so it is a multiple degree of freedom system. Okay, we have k1 to which we have attached m1, and then we have m2, and m2 is connected with m3 via spring. Okay, and then again we have a spring k4. Okay, and we give displacements to these masses in this direction. So okay, you have 2 minutes, you can try to solve it and tell me what is the equation you're getting. You have to do it only for mass m1. आ गया? देख के बता सकते हो आप लोग फॉर m1 इक्वेशन क्या होगी, राइट? ठीक है, क्या आया आंसर अमित? सिंपल है, बहुत सिंपल है. वी जस्ट टेक मास m1 out of this and draw its FBD. Okay, and we say कि इस पे कौन कौन से फोर्सेस लग रहे हैं. Now for mass m1 again we know that, ठीक है, we can assume that x2 is greater than x1 and we are giving the displacement to the, obviously displacement is to the right side and x2 is greater than x1. So what will happen, this spring will get basically elongated, so it will try to shrink, or it will, the spring force will be of compressive nature, directed towards the center of the spring. ठीक है, so spring force will be from this k2 will be k2 into the displacement. So displacement, net displacement of the spring will be what? The net displacement of this spring will be the elongation from this minus the contraction from this. Okay, so it will be x2, which is the elongation we get from this moment of this mass m2, and x1 we will subtract from it. Okay, so it is very simple. And यहाँ से also we know that k1, it will be k1 x1. Now we can simply write the equation as m1 x1 double dot, it will be equal to what? Now k2 is directed in the direction of x1 dot, so we will write it as plus k2. Okay, we will write k2 into x2 minus x1, and then we will write minus k1 x1. Okay, now when we simplify this equation, it will be m1 x1 double dot. We can club this x1 from k2, and here it will be plus Yeah, k2 plus k1 into x1, and this minus k2 x1, when we take it on the right side, it will become yeah, minus wait a minute, yeah, no, sorry, this x2, k2 x2, when we take it on the left side, it will become minus k2 x2, okay, is equal to 0. So this is the governing equation or equation of motion of mass m1. Okay, okay, Amit and Prashant had already gotten it, right? So others also try to do it, okay, because it's very important to write the equation correctly. If you miss the signs or anything, then it can create problem, your whole answer will be wrong, okay. So this step is very important, do not skip this step, like mind में करके कि ऐसे से equation लिख देते हैं, don't write it, always draw the FBD, draw the forces and then write the equation. It will take time here, but then आगे आपकी this equations जो है वो easily simplify हो जाएंगी, you won't make mistakes. Now for the second system, okay, the second system is given in the similar form, but the values of k1 and mass k1, k2, k3 and k4 are given, and the values of masses are also given, and we have to find the corresponding stiffness matrix of the system, okay. So the question is, write the stiffness matrix write the stiffness matrix of the system shown below. So the system is almost same, not almost same, exactly same, but the values have been given, okay. So we have this k here, then we have attached to it mass m, then we have this 2k here, to it we attach mass m, and then again we attach a mass m by 2 to it, and finally we have a spring with stiffness 2k, okay. So this is our system, and for it we have to write uh, the stiffness matrix. So how will we do it? Those who know how to do it, they can start doing it and tell me what is the stiffness matrix, and those who don't know, they can also let me know. uh, Let me ask Dalan, Anushka, do you know how to write the stiffness matrix for this system?
No, ma'am.
Uh,
Ma'am, I have attended the classes and there it's shown how to write the
Sorry?
metric. Ma'am, in the lectures it's explained like K1 plus K2 minus K2 and to
Yeah,
like
but
if a
what
number
is
of
the
masses are
procedure?
connected.
I'm asking you the procedure how to do it. Yeah, exactly. As it's mentioned in lectures, you can tell me.
So we have to calculate making the free body diagrams and to calculate the forces that are applied and then we have to add all the equations and there from the coefficients of x1 x2 we will write it in a matrix and then we can get it.
Okay. So, Anushka, what about you? You have not watched the lectures?
No, ma'am.
You are appearing for the exam, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Then why haven't you watched the lectures yet? I mean, you should watch, yeah?
Ma'am, Ma'am, from like last three lectures I have not watched till lecture 5 I have watched it properly.
Okay, till week 5 you have watched and last 3 weeks you have not watched.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but see, that is like last 3 weeks, they're also important, right? And you should
Ma'am,
definitely
yes,
watch.
ma'am, but actually ma'am, I'm not like getting it the eigenvectors and all, ma'am. The equations I am getting are quite large. It is difficult, so ma'am.
Sorry, come again. What did you say? Could not hear you.
Ma'am, I said, ma'am, the eigenvectors and this they are like very difficult for me, so I'm not getting it.
Okay, are you an undergraduate student?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that might be a little bit difficult for you, but I had explained it in the week 5 session, but I think week 6 session, I don't know you, I think you had not joined that. So,
Yes,
anyways,
ma'am. So that's I'm telling you to upload it so that I can watch and
okay,
proceed.
okay, I will upload it, but okay, I'll explain it also. See, basically there are generally two methods for this. Okay, one, you must have studied that you will um, simply take one mass at a time, not exactly one mass. One method is there that you apply a unit force on one mass, okay, and then you consider that on another masses there is not any force, and you check the deflection on the other masses. Okay, that is one method, you must have studied about it, but I will not do it in that way because I find that it makes it unnecessarily like difficult to understand, and obviously it does not make it simple. So we will do it in the basic method only, that we write the free body diagram. We make the free body diagram of each mass. Okay, and after that we write the governing equations for each mass, and then we form the matrix. Okay, Anushka, I'll explain that how we do it in this question, and then we can find the basically the stiffness matrix, the mass matrix. Okay, so just for you, so that you understand the rest of the questions, I will explain it a little bit. Okay, see, when we write the governing equations, okay, others can obviously, if you are doing the stiffness matrix, you can put your answers in chat box. Okay, if you found it already, otherwise let's discuss the solution. Okay, now for this system, the first step, whenever you solve this type of problem, the first step is making the FBD of each mass. Okay, that is what you have to remember. Now I will do it for the first mass. Okay, here. So FBD, you know how to make, Anushka, right? Please unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am. I know.
Okay, so tell me what will be the forces on this mass. This is M1x.
Ma'am, ma'am, spring force.
Yeah, two spring forces will be there. Okay, so from this spring, which has this 2k stiffness, what will be the force from this spring? Quickly tell me.
Ma'am, 2k x2 minus x1.
Right, so it will be 2k into x2 minus x1. Okay, and from here it will be k into x1. Right, you understand how I write this? So when you write the equation of
Yes, ma'am.
motion for this mass, you will write mx1 double dot, basically the mass into acceleration, net for this net force of this mass, and you will just add these forces. So for this we have the direction positive, right? So it will be 2k into x2 minus x1, and it will be minus k x1, right? You understand this? So when
Yes,
you
ma'am.
simplify it, basically, yeah, you can simplify it. So we can write it as m1 mx1 double dot equal to 2k x2 minus 2kx1 minus kx1, right? It will be mx1 double dot, then it will be minus 2kx2, and it will be, these two will add to each other, right? They are they have the same x1, so these coefficients will add, so it will become minus 3kx1, and I'll take it on the right hand side, so it will become plus 3kx1, right? So this will be your equation of motion for the first mass, right? Similarly, we can do for second and third mass. Now, what will be the forces on this mass? Firstly, from this spring, the mass, from this spring, the force will be same, right? Just in the opposite direction. You understand that, right? So it will be 2k
Yes, ma'am.
into x2 minus x1. And from this spring, it will be equal to what? From this spring, what will be the force? It will be k into x3 minus x2, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it will be k into x3 minus x2. Now, again, you can simplify this equation. It will be mx2 double dot is equal to, yeah, k x3 minus x2, then plus 2k, sorry, not plus, but minus 2k x2 minus x1. So again, we can simplify it. We can write it as mx2 double dot. Then we can basically club this x2 coefficients. Okay, it will be basically x2 into the coefficients will be what? Minus k minus 2k. That will be minus 3k, right? Then for it will be plus kx3 only. Okay, let me write it like this. And here it will be minus into minus will be plus, so it will be 2 plus 2kx1. Okay, understood till here? So it will be mx2 double dot.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then you will take it on the right hand side, so it will be minus 2kx1, then plus 3kx2, and then minus kx3, which will be equal to 0, right? Now this is the equation of motion for what? Mass 2. Now for the third mass, again we do the same procedure. See, for this m by 2 mass, this force will be same, right? Because for this spring it will apply k x3 minus x2 on this mass, and similarly on this mass also it will apply the same force. So it will be m by 2, and in this direction will be k into x3 minus x2. Now look here. Here we have a 2k mass, and the velocity or maybe the motion of this mass is in this direction. So basically it will try to compress this spring. Now when it compresses this spring will try to extend itself, and it will apply a force in this direction. Okay, so the spring force from this spring will come in this direction. Okay, so it will be like this. What is the
Ma'am, can
stiffness?
you please tell this?
Sorry, you you want me to repeat this thing?
Yes, ma'am, I want to repeat.
Okay, see, let me draw this here again. You saw this mass m by 2, right? It has one spring which is 2k from this side, right? And it has this spring
Yes, ma'am.
which is k, which is of stiffness k from this side. Now what will be the force from this spring? It will be exactly the same as the force on this mass, but in the opposite direction. You understand that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is the same spring. If it applies a magnitude of, if it applies a force F on this mass, it will apply similar force on this mass, but in the opposite direction. Understand? So if it will be F, it will be minus F.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
only the direction will change. So here we saw that it was applying a force k into x3 minus x2 on that mass. So on this mass also this thing will be same. You understand this? Till here you understand? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now for this spring, what I said is that this spring is
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
motion from this side, right? It is going from left to basically right. So its displacement is this side. So when it will move, it will compress this spring, right? So when this spring gets compressed, okay, suppose it changes its position and this mass will go to a place like this, okay, M2, it changes its position and the spring will go to a place like something like this. So basically the spring was initially like this, now the spring is something like this, okay. So it has basically got compressed, right? You can see the initial length was L1, now it's L2 and it's small. So it has got compressed. So when it gets compressed, what the spring's natural tendency will be? It will try to extend itself. So basically when it gets compressed like this, it applies the spring force in this direction, right? So the spring force will be like this. So on this mass, the spring force direction will be this. Understand? Understood this thing? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So basically that
Yes,
is
ma'am.
how, okay. So basically that is how we write it for
Yes,
this.
ma'am.
Now, yeah, Anushka, I get you. Okay. I heard you. So this is x3 double dot. So we will write it as m by 2 x3 double dot. Okay. And it will be equal to what? Both the forces are in the opposite direction to the acceleration. So it will be 2k x3 minus 2k x3 and minus k x3 minus x2, right? So it will be m by 2 x3 double dot, then we can basically add these two terms. So it will be minus 3k x3 and it will on right side it will be on left side it will become positive, so it will be 3k x3 and then minus it will be plus k x2 and on this side it will become minus k x2. Okay, now we have the equation for all the three masses. Okay, I hope till now there is no difficulty. Now as you said that you have the problem in matrix notation, basically what you can see from these three equations is that all of them have this acceleration x1 double dot, x2 double dot and x3 double dot, to which we have multiplied the masses m
No, ma'am.
and m by 2, right? And similarly we have the displacements x1, x2 and x3, and they have different coefficients in each of the equations. So for multiple degree of freedom system, what is the most convenient way for us to solve equations? Or in general, you know that if you have studied matrix algebra, you know that for a number of linear equations, we put the equations in the form of a matrix, right? And find the solution. Okay, so here also oh, okay, wait a minute. Is it coming properly now? Is my voice clear now? What about others? Others are also getting my voice clearly or not? Hello? Uh, Prashant, Amit, and can you guys confirm, or Dalan maybe? Is my voice clear or hello? Um,
Yes, ma'am. Now you are audible.
sorry? Okay, it's better now. I think there is some Internet problem on my side maybe.
Madam,
Is it clear now?
better now. Better now, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So now what I was saying is that, yeah, now these equations, whenever we solve a multiple equation system, okay, we try to put these equations in the form of matrix. Okay, that is how we do it in higher linear algebra. Okay, so what we do is that here also, when we write the matrix, okay, basically these x1 dot, x2 dot and x3 dot, we denote them by a vector. Okay, we can say it is an acceleration vector. Now for this thing, you can see from all three equations that what are the coefficients. You can see that in the first equation, okay, let me change the pen color. Okay, so in this equation you can see that x2 double dot has the coefficient m, but the coefficient of x1 double dot and x3 double dot in this equation is what? It is equal to 0 because they are not there, so it is 0. So here you will put 0 in that place, not in this one, sorry. It is x1 double dot, sorry, this is equation 1, okay. So it will be x1 double dot and the coefficient is m, so for the rest it's 0. Now similarly in equation 2 you can see, okay, here in equation 2 you can see that the coefficient of x2 double dot is m, but the coefficient of x1 double dot and x3 double dot is not there, so that is basically 0. So you can put m here and 0 0 here. Now in third equation the coefficient of x1 double dot is what? 0 because it is not there, and in x2 double dot also it is 0 because it's not there. So x3 double dot has m by 2 because it is there. So you write m by 2 here, 0. Okay, basically when you multiply this matrix you will again get the same thing. It will be m into x1 double dot. From the second row you will get m into x2 double dot, and from the third row with multiplication of this row with this column will give you m by 2 x3 double dot. So basically this is matrix multiplication only. Okay, so till now you wrote the mass term. Okay, now for the stiffness term you can see that the vector is x1, x2 and x3 in this case. Why up to x3 only? Because it is a 3 degree of freedom system. If it will be a 4 degree of freedom system, then this vector will have x1, x2, x3, x4, and similarly here it will be x1 double dot, x2 double dot, x3 double dot up to x4 double dot, or jitne bhi number of elements or degrees of freedom you have there. Okay, so here now we need to find the coefficients for these things. Now basically as I was explaining that I am just putting these three equations in matrix form. So this is equation 1, okay, this will be equation 2 and this will be equation 3. Okay, basically I am writing the three equations in a compact form. Now for this x1 you can see that from first equation what is the coefficient of x1? It is 3k. Okay, so you will put 3k here. Then what is the coefficient of x2? It is basically minus 2k, so you will put minus 2k here. And what is the coefficient of x3? x3 is not present here, so the coefficient of x3 is 0, so you will write 0. Okay, now quickly tell me what will be the second row. Anushka, you tell me what will be the second row.
minus 2k, 3, minus 2k for x1,
Okay,
then plus 3k for
yeah, plus 3k.
minus 2k for x2, and then plus 3k for x2, then minus k for x2. 3.
Yeah, write this like this now.
Yes.
Okay, and similarly here also you can write, you can clearly see that for x1 it is 0, for x2 it's minus k, and for x3 it is 3k. And on the right hand side we have 0, so we can write it as 0, or you can write it as 0 0 0, or a simple 0 that will mean the same thing. So that is how you write the equations. Now this you call as mass matrix, okay, this you call as stiffness matrix, and basically when you try to find the solution of this equation, you will do it like m inverse into k. Okay, now that I will not explain here, I will upload the previous video, so from there you can understand how we find the eigenvector and why do we find the eigenvalues. We find the eigenvalues basically when we put when we try to solve this equation and we have to get the value of omega, you will see that there will come the characteristic equation of this system, and that is why we find the eigenvalues so that we get the solution or basically the omegas. Okay, I will upload the video
Yes, ma'am.
that you can watch from there. Now in this
Okay, ma'am.
question, now for this question, what we had been asked, we had been asked the stiffness matrix, right? Derive, yeah, write the stiffness matrix of the system shown below. So here we have derived the stiffness matrix. So the answer will be this K. Okay, it is the stiffness matrix. Did everyone get the same answer? If you tried it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now we can move to next question. Okay. Uh, it is also a similar question, so I will want you guys to do it. Anushka, you all also try it. Okay, because similar procedure will be followed. Only now you have to find the mass matrix. Mass matrix corresponding to the system below. So what will be the mass matrix of this system? Okay, I'm giving you 2 minutes. Tell me. Yeah, Amit, that is right. Basically, बस देख के आप बता सकते हो कि इसकी मास मैट्रिक्स क्या होगी. ओके, you don't even need to draw the FBD because here the forces are obviously applying on the center of gravity only, so mass matrix will not change here. Okay, by visual inspection you can see, or otherwise you can write the force balance equations also. What about others? Others got this answer? See, even if we write the force balance equation for the first mass, you know it will be 2mx1 double dot, and the force will come from this spring only, so it will be k into x2 minus x1. Okay, and for second mass it will be 2m x2 double dot, and there will be two forces. One will be this minus k x2 minus x1. Okay, ये same force होगा, and from this spring it will be plus k into x3 minus x2, and for last one it will be 2m x3 double dot equal to minus k x3 minus x2. Okay, similar, ये similar होगा obviously in the opposite direction, और यहाँ से तो कुछ है नहीं. Now you can see that ये वाला portion it has only to do with the stiffness, so mass matrix will be formed from this only. So you can simply by visual inspection say that our mass matrix will be equal to 2m 0 0 0 2m 0 0 0 and 2m. Okay, this is very simple, so I don't think इसमें you should have any doubt. Okay, understood? Now, okay, so this one is a fill in the blank question. I'll just ask you orally, you can put it in the chat box. A general system that is having mass, damping and stiffness matrix, okay, whose equation is given by mx double dot plus cx dot plus kx equal to 0. The couplings due to the damping matrix and mass matrix are called what? Dynamic coupling, static coupling, elastic coupling, or none of the above. The question is a general system having mass, damping and stiffness, okay, whose equation is given by mx double dot plus cx dot plus kx equal to 0. The couplings due to damping matrix and mass matrix are called what? Has this been taught? What is the name for the couplings due to mass matrix and damping matrix? Dynamic coupling. Yeah, it is called dynamic coupling. Okay. Okay, so Amit, you are telling, could you explain the concept of static and dynamic coupling? See, basically, dynamic and static coupling is coupling. By coupling word, what do you understand? Coupling of equations means ki these two equations are somehow dependent on each other. Coupled means ki they are somehow interdependent on each other. So when this term of coupling comes, coupling का मतलब होता है whenever we have a system where suppose we have 2 degrees of freedom, but the degrees of freedom are in like say translation and this basically translation and angular motion. Okay, so if we have a system, suppose we have a multiple degree of freedom system where something like this, okay, where we can say that it has a theta and an basically x. Okay, I'm taking x in this direction. So if it has a theta and x sort of degrees of freedom, again for 2 degrees of freedom there will be 2 governing equations. Okay, so when you write the equation of motion for this linear, okay, this linear term, translation term, it will be of form mx dot, okay, something like that, mx double dot plus cx dot plus kx, something like that. And when you simplify it, basically जब आप ये mass matrix को simplify करोगे, c को simplify करोगे, k को simplify करोगे, you will see that there will be the terms of theta in this equation. Okay, जहाँ पे आपकी सिर्फ x की linear equation होनी चाहिए थी, there will be terms of theta also. And when you write the angular जो भी है आपका like the equation of motion for the angular this displacement, okay, j theta double dot and so on, so it should have only been dependent on theta double dot, but here you will see that it depends on x. Okay, so whenever there is this theta term in the equation of x and x term in the equation of theta double dot, So you call that these equations are coupled. Okay, so sometimes we require uncoupling of equations. So there will be some in this equation theta का कुछ ऐसा coefficient होगा, we would make it 0 so that this becomes uncoupled. And here also x will have some coefficient. Okay, let me call it c1 c2. It will have some coefficient and we would want to make it 0 सो दैट ये इक्वेशंस अनकपल्ड हो जाए. दैट मीन्स कि इंटरडिपेंडेंट ना हो थीटा एंड एक्स एक दूसरे पे. ओके, सो बेसिकली वही होता है हमारा कपलिंग बेसिकली. ओके, नाउ डायनेमिक एंड स्टैटिक कपलिंग क्या होता है बेसिकली? यू नो, dynamic is something related to acceleration and velocity. Okay, whenever also we studied earlier that there are basically kinematics and kinetics. In kinematics we only deal with the displacements, we don't consider the force. And similarly in case of kinetics we consider the force also. So basically in static coupling what will happen कि जो कपलिंग आएगा दैट विल बी बेसिकली ड्यू टू दिस एक्स टर्म ओनली. ओके, आई मीन व्हाट आई मीन टू से इज कि अगर आपका स्टिफनेस मैट्रिक्स समथिंग लाइक दिस है, ठीक है, x1 एंड यहाँ पे आपका आ रहा है सपोज से थीटा, ठीक है, और यहाँ पे आपका k1 आ रहा है, यहाँ पे आपका k2 आ रहा है. अब अगर यहाँ पे आपका वेट अ सेकेंड, लेट मी ड्रॉ इट लाइक दिस सिंप्लीफिकेशन के लिए. ठीक है, आई एम टेकिंग दिस एग्जाम्पल just to explain the concept, otherwise I'll have to take a big example अगर अच्छे से समझाना है इसको. सो यहाँ पे यू कैन सी दैट वेन एवर आई मल्टीप्लाई दिस, सपोज ये फर्स्ट इक्वेशन के हिसाब से मेरा बन रहा है, इफ़ देयर इज़ k1 हेयर, k2 हेयर, k3 हेयर एंड k4 हेयर, you can see when I multiply it k1 will be multiplied with x1 and k2 will be multiplied with theta. So मतलब इक्वेशन में you have theta. Okay, now if I make this term 0 एंड ऑल्सो मेक दिस टर्म 0, तो थीटा वाला टर्म गायब हो जाएगा. सो मीन्स अनकपल हो गई इक्वेशन. लेकिन आई एम एज्यूमिंग कि मेरे पास ये वाली कपलिंग है. ओके, सो इट इज़ k2 एंड k4. सो बेसिकली ड्यू टू स्प्रिंग अगर ये चीज़ होती है, ओके, ड्यू टू स्प्रिंग देयर विल बी अ लीनियर रिलेशनशिप. मतलब एक्स जो होएगा आपका एक्स और थीटा इंटरकनेक्ट हो जाएगा. सो दैट वी कॉल ए स्टैटिक कपलिंग. बट इफ़ इन केस ऑफ मास इट हैपन्स, ओके, हमारा यूजुअली मैट्रिक्स आता है इस टाइप का. ओके, एंड यहाँ से आता है सपोज से x1 एंड थीटा. ओके, और अब हमारे यहाँ पे कुछ और मास आता है, ठीक है, से me और me+1 समथिंग लाइक दिस हमारी इक्वेशन आती है. तो आप देखते हो कि यहाँ पे थीटा या सॉरी इट विल बी x1 डबल डॉट एंड थीटा 1 डबल डॉट. तो अगर आपका एक्सेलरेशन और वेलोसिटी की वजह से कपलिंग आ रहा है उसको आप डायनेमिक कपलिंग बोलोगे, और अगर आपकी डिस्प्लेसमेंट की वजह से कपलिंग आ रही है दैट इज़ कॉल्ड स्टैटिक कपलिंग. ठीक है, जस्ट बिकॉज मतलब डायनेमिक इसलिए क्योंकि रिलेटेड टू फोर्स एंड वेलोसिटी है, एंड स्टैटिक इसलिए बिकॉज डिस्प्लेसमेंट से रिलेटेड है. ओके, सो बेसिकली दैट इज़ शॉर्ट में ये चीज़. अभी मैंने प्रॉपर एग्जाम्पल नहीं लिया इस चीज़ का बिकॉज देन ऑब्वियसली दैट विल टेक मच टाइम इफ़ आई टेक ए प्रॉपर एग्जाम्पल और प्रॉपर मल्टीपल डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम फॉर दिस सिस्टम. ओके, सो यू जस्ट हैव टू रिमेंबर एक नाम है दैट स्टैटिक कपलिंग इट्स रिलेटेड टू डिस्प्लेसमेंट ओनली, एंड डायनेमिक कपलिंग इलास्टिक कपलिंग भी उसी को बोलते हैं. इलास्टिक कपलिंग इज ऑल्सो स्टैटिक कपलिंग बिकॉज इलास्टिक इसलिए बोलते हैं बिकॉज इट्स रिलेटेड टू स्प्रिंग. सो दैट इज द सेम थिंग. इलास्टिक कपलिंग और स्टैटिक कपलिंग इज द सेम थिंग. ओके, now there is one more question. So okay, a vibrating system for which m is equal to 1 0 0 0 2 0 0 0 1. Okay, and k is given as 1 minus 2 1 minus 2 4 2, sorry, minus 2 4 minus 2 and 1 minus 2 and 1. Okay, so this is your K matrix, stiffness matrix and mass matrix. Okay, now determine the eigenvalues. For the above system and uh, choose the value and find, basically you can write, and find the value of omega 1, omega 2 and omega 3. So I'll give you 3 minutes, you can try it and put your answers in the chat box. Anybody got the answer? Lambdas is equal to 0.004. Let me check. Yeah, that is correct, Amit. Yeah. Dalan, you have solved it?
Ma'am, I am solving.
Sorry?
Ma'am, I am solving.
Yeah, you can solve. I'll give 1 more minute, okay? Then I'll explain the solution. see, as I said that when we find the solution, we come across this term m inverse k, right? When we write the governing equations in the matrix form, and then we try to find the solution of that matrix, okay, by putting x equal to x sine omega t, or putting x equal to x into e to the power I omega t, okay, whatever we want to take. When we do that stuff, we come with the equation, basically the characteristic equation. Basically we come with the equation like a lambda is equal to v lambda, okay. So here a is equal to m inverse k, okay, and this v lambda, sorry, I have written it incorrectly. It is when we do that procedure, we come across with a v is equal to lambda v, okay. So ये a v is equal to lambda v, what it basically tells is कि that we have a vector v which we multiply with matrix A, and it does nothing but only scales the vector, okay. So मैट्रिक्स अलजेब्रा के टर्म्स में ये क्या कहता है कि हमारे पास अगर एक वेक्टर v है, मैट्रिक्स बेसिकली क्या होता है, मैट्रिक्स इज ए ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन. वी डिफाइन मैट्रिक्स एज ए ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन. वी मल्टीप्लाई अ मैट्रिक्स टू अ वेक्टर एंड वो वेक्टर चेंज हो जाता है, ओके. if we multiply a vector v with a matrix A, it can change its direction also and its magnitude also. So basically that is what a matrix does. लेकिन when a matrix is multiplied to a vector v and it only scales that vector, okay, ये उस vector की सिर्फ scaling करता है, we say that vector is the eigen vector of the matrix. तो basically ये concept होता है eigen vector का. eigen vector हम उस vector को बोलते हैं जिसको हम उस मतलब एक पर्टिकुलर मैट्रिक्स से मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं, लेकिन वो उसको रोटेट नहीं करता है स्पेस में. इट ओनली स्केल्स इट ईदर अप और ईदर डाउन, या तो छोटा कर देगा या तो बड़ा कर देगा, एंड या तो डायरेक्शन चेंज कर देगा. बेसिकली यहाँ पे नेगेटिव साइन आ सकता है, लेकिन रोटेशन उस वेक्टर की नहीं होगी. सो बेसिकली दैट इज़ द कंसेप्ट ऑफ आइगन वेक्टर, ओके. तो जब हम इस सिस्टम को सॉल्व करते हैं और हमारे पास ऐसा कुछ इक्वेशन आता है जहाँ पे m इनवर्स k इंटू वेक्टर x हमें मिलता है, ठीक है, दिस इज़ कैपिटल X, मिलता है ओमेगा स्क्वायर x के फॉर्म में. तो बेसिकली हम लोग इस फिजिकल सिस्टम को एज अ मैथमेटिकल सिस्टम ऑब्वियसली लिखते हैं. तो वी सी द पैटर्न दैट या दिस मैट्रिक्स व्हेन मल्टीप्लाइड विद दिस x वेक्टर इट गिव्स ओमेगा स्क्वायर x ओनली. सो बेसिकली हमारा प्रोसीजर क्या था, हमें ये x फाइंड आउट करना था. x हमारा क्या है, x1 x2 x3 या फिर सो ऑन अप टू xn, जितने डिग्री फ्रीडम सिस्टम है हमारे पास. तो बेसिकली ये वेक्टर हमें फाइंड करना है x1 x2 सो ऑन, बिकॉज वी वांट टू फाइंड बेसिकली द मोड्स हमें फाइंड करने हैं, या अल्टीमेटली हमारा वाइब्रेशन में पर्पस ही होता है रेस्पॉन्स फाइंड करना. तो ये रेस्पॉन्स का हमें एम्पलीट्यूड ही दे रहा है. सो वी वांट टू फाइंड दिस, इसीलिए हम लोग वो मेथड लगाते हैं कि हाँ दिस x इज़ दी आइगन वेक्टर. तो हम आइगन वेक्टर फाइंड करते हैं और हम आइगन वैल्यूज़ देखते हैं कि ये आइगन वैल्यू था जो हमारे पास यहाँ पे ए वी इक्वल टू लैम्डा वी था, यहाँ पे हमारा लैम्डा आइगन वेक्टर है, यहाँ पे हमारा ओमेगा स्क्वायर है, ठीक है. तो यू कैन सी दे आर द सेम इक्वेशन. सो इसका कंसेप्ट बेसिकली यहाँ से आता है. सो दैट इज़ वाई वी फाइंड द आइगन वेक्टर, ओके. अनुष्का, आपको जो डाउट था कि आइगन वेक्टर वगैरह क्यों कैसे फाइंड करते हैं, तो दैट इज़ दी पर्पज़ कि हम लोग क्यों फाइंड आउट करते हैं. हमारे पास जो बेसिकली इक्वेशन आती है, ये इक्वेशन ही वैसी आती है कि x इसका आइगन वेक्टर है, तो हमें x ही फाइंड करना है. तो हम आइगन वेक्टर इस मैट्रिक्स का फाइंड कर लेते हैं, वो हमें x दे, मतलब हमें बेसिकली x वहाँ से पता चलता है फिर, ठीक है. सो नाउ व्हेन वी राइट दिस m इनवर्स k, तो हम लोग आइगन वेक्टर्स कैसे फाइंड आउट करते हैं. इफ़ यू रिमेंबर फॉर एनी मैट्रिक्स A, व्हाट वी डू इज़ वी राइट a माइनस लैम्डा i इक्वल टू 0, और उसका डिटर्मिनेंट 0 कर देते हैं. a माइनस लैम्डा आई का डिटर्मिनेंट 0 करते हैं, वहाँ से कैरेक्टरिस्टिक इक्वेशन आती है और लैम्डा की वैल्यूज़ मिलती है. तो यहाँ पे भी हम लोग सिमिलरली करेंगे, m इनवर्स k माइनस लैम्डा आई, ओके, इज इक्वल टू 0, इसका डिटर्मिनेंट, ठीक है. तो यहाँ पे हमारा जो एम इनवर्स है, ठीक है, एम हमारे पास ये है, तो इनवर्स इसका ऑब्वियसली डायगोनल मैट्रिक्स है, तो इनवर्स विल बी द रेसिप्रोकल ऑफ द एंट्री, सो इट विल बी 1 0 0 0 1/2 0 0 0 एंड is it 2 or is it 1 here? Let me check. Yeah, it is 1. Sorry, यहाँ पे मैंने गलत लिखा है. It will be 1 0 0 0 and 1, ठीक है, 1/2 0 0 0 1, right? This will be the m inverse, and when we multiply it with k is what? 1 minus 2 1 minus 2 4 and minus 2 1 minus 2 1. Okay, so this is our m inverse k, and we will subtract from it lambda I. It will be lambda 0 0 0 lambda 0 0 0 lambda. Okay, so this matrix will be subtracted from this. So किसी ने ये product निकाला है? Can anyone tell me what was the product of these matrices? Okay, we can simply do it. It will be 1, then it will be minus 2, then it will be again 1, and this one will be yeah, minus 1 or minus 1/4 0 1/2
minus
divided
1, 2, minus 1.
sorry,
Minus 1, 2, minus 1. Second row.
minus 1 2 and
Minus
minus
1.
1. Okay, and the
Next,
third row will be
1 minus 2, 1.
1 minus 2
Minus
1,
2, 1.
right? Is it correct? Okay, आपका वैसे आंसर ठीक आ गया, तो इट्स करेक्ट ओनली. सो देन we will subtract this lambda from it. Okay, so now lambda is on diagonal entries, so lambda will be subtracted on these entries. Okay, now इसी का आपको determinant 0 करना है. 1 minus lambda minus 2 1 minus 1 2 minus lambda minus 1 1 minus 2 and 1 minus lambda का determinant 0. So what is the characteristic equation you are getting from this? Characteristic equation बताओ आप मुझे. And Anushka, I would suggest you to find the characteristic equation. You know how to find it. When determinant is 0, we find the determinant. You know how to find determinant, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So आप भी try करो and tell me what is the characteristic equation you are getting. So प्रशांत and अमित, आप लोगों की equation क्या आई थी? Okay, lambda cube
Minus 4 lambda square.
minus 4 lambda square is equal to 0. ये equation थी. Okay, it is pretty simple, मतलब simplify हो गया है. So we can write it as lambda into lambda square minus 4 lambda equal to 0. So from here lambda is equal to 0 or lambda square, basically lambda square is equal to 0, right? Lambda square is equal to 0 and lambda lambda minus 4 is equal to 0. So यहाँ से हमारा lambda आ जाता है 4 and from here we get lambda 1 equal to 0, lambda 2 equal to 0 and lambda 3 is equal to 4. So we have gotten all three values of lambda. Okay. Now as I said that ये lambda क्या है हमारा, we have to ultimately find omega 1, omega 2 and omega 3. So this lambda here is nothing but omega square. So we replace omega 1 square is equal to 0, omega 2 square is equal to 0 and omega 3 square is equal to 4. So it will be omega 1 is equal to 0, omega 2 is also equal to 0 and omega 3 is equal to 2. Okay, obviously the negative value we discard. So this is basically how we find. Okay, now यहाँ से one more thing you can do. Okay, Anushka, I am telling you for specifically for you that अगर आपको आइगन वेक्टर फाइंड करना होता इसके बाद, ठीक है, नाउ दैट यू हैव गॉटन ओमेगाज, यहाँ आपको ओमेगा पूछा है, इट कुड हैव आस्क्ड यू कि आइगन वेक्टर और मोड शेप बताओ हमें, ठीक है, बेसिकली x1 और x2 की वैल्यू बताओ। तो व्हाट वी डू इज दैट आफ्टर फाइंडिंग द आइगन वैल्यूज वी फाइंड द आइगन वेक्टर्स कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग टू ईच आइगन वैल्यू, ठीक है। उसका प्रोसीजर बहुत सिंपल होता है। नाउ व्हेन यू गेट द वैल्यू आइगन वैल्यू यू पुट इट इन दिस मैट्रिक्स, ओके, जो हमने फाइंड की थी ना, दिस डिटर्मिनेंट वाली मैट्रिक्स, यू पुट इट हेयर and then when you get the
And where,
values,
ma'am, ma'am, in last matrix.
या दिस मैट्रिक्स जो ये आपका आता है ना, m इनवर्स k माइनस लैम्डा आई, ठीक है, दिस इज ऑल्सो मैट्रिक्स, राइट। इसमें आप लैम्डा
Yes,
का
ma'am.
वैल्यू पुट करते हो एंड यू सब्ट्रैक्ट इट फ्रॉम m इनवर्स k। तो उसके बाद आपके पास एक मैट्रिक्स आती है। तो उस मैट्रिक्स का आप जब आइगन वेक्टर निकालते हो, कैसे निकालते हो, इसके साथ मल्टीप्लाई कर देते हो x1 x2 और x3। अब यहाँ पे आपने लैम्डा की वैल्यू पुट की तो कुछ वैल्यू आया होगा ना, तो यहाँ पे आप x1 x2 और x3 करोगे, ठीक है। सपोज जैसे 0 आ गया तो मैं यहाँ 0 पुट करूँगी, ये मैट्रिक्स सेम रहेगी। तो जब इन तीनों इक्वेशंस को मैं फिर मल्टीप्लाई करती हूँ x1 x2 x3 के बाद साथ, तो मेरे पास 3 इक्वेशंस आती हैं, ठीक है। इधर मेरे जो 3 इक्वेशंस है उधर से मेरे को 3 वैल्यूज़ मिलेंगी x1 x2 x3 की, तो वो मेरे पास आंसर आ जाएगा। या तो ऐसा होगा कि x1 x2 में कोई रिलेशन आ जाएगा और वहाँ पे आप x1 की वैल्यू कुछ भी पुट कर सकते हो, 1 पुट कर सकते हो और आपको अदर की वैल्यू निकल जाएगी। समझ में आया आपको ये चीज़? इट्स
Yes, ma'am, but ma'am, मैं जो बोले आप मैम डालू कहाँ मैम वो वैल्यू?
यहाँ 1 माइनस लैम्डा में। अभी जो लैम्डा की वैल्यू आई, जैसे चलो 0 आई 2, सॉरी नॉट हियर, 0 0 और 4 आई, तो जो आपका ये मैट्रिक्स बना था ना, ये वाला मैट्रिक्स m इनवर्स k माइनस लैम्डा, यहाँ पे लैम्डा की वैल्यू पुट करो। लैम्डा की वैल्यू 4
Yes,
पुट
ma'am.
करोगे
Yes,
तो
ma'am.
ये क्या बन
Yes,
जाएगा
ma'am.
आपका, ये बन जाएगा 1 माइनस 4 इज इक्वल टू -3 -2 1 -1, ये 2 माइनस 4 क्या हो जाएगा -2 एंड ये विल बी -1 एंड ये 1 -2 एंड ये 1 माइनस 4 क्या हो जाएगा -3, राइट।
-3.
तो
Yes,
ये
ma'am, ma'am.
आपकी इक्वेशन आ गई। अब इस इक्वेशन के साथ जब x1 x2 x3 मल्टीप्लाई करोगे और इसको 0 के साथ इक्वेशन इक्वेट करोगे, तो इधर आपकी x1 x2 x3 की वैल्यू आएगी अगर तीनों इंडिपेंडेंट हुए, या ऐसा होगा कि x1 x2 के बीच में कुछ रिलेशन आ जाएगा, आपका कुछ ऐसा आ जाएगा x1 इज इक्वल टू 2x2, इस टाइप का आ जाएगा। तो वहाँ पे आप क्या करोगे, x1 की वैल्यू 1 पुट करके आपका मतलब आइगन वेक्टर निकल आएगा, ठीक है। यहाँ पे x1 पुट करोगे, x2 की जगह क्या पुट कर सकते हो, x1/2 पुट कर सकते हो, है ना। समझ में आया जो मैं आपका आंसर बता रही हूँ? जब आपका आंसर आएगा, जब इन तीनों इक्वेशन को सॉल्व करोगे, तो सपोज आपका x1 ही आया, आपका x2 जो है वो x1/2 आया, तो x1/2 पुट करोगे और आपका x3 का कुछ वैल्यू आया, ठीक है। तो यहाँ पे अब आपकी दो वैल्यूज ऐसे हैं, इनको आप खुद ही चूज कर सकते हो। x1 को पुट 1 कर लो, ठीक है, तो वो आपका आइगन वेक्टर आ
Yes,
जाएगा, ठीक है। तो इस तरीके से इसको सॉल्व करते हैं। ये वीडियो में है ऑलरेडी एक्सप्लेन, लेकिन जस्ट सो दैट अगर आपको भी कोई डाउट हो आप पूछ सकते हो, ठीक है। समझ में आ गया आपको?
ma'am. समझी मैम. Thank you, ma'am.
मैम मैम अगर लैम्डा की 3 अलग अलग वैल्यू आते हैं तो फिर कौन सा वैल्यू को डालना है फिर इक्वेशन
नहीं
में,
तीनों
मैट्रिक्स में?
को डालोगे आप, क्यों? क्योंकि आपको याद होगा कि कोरस्पॉन्डिंग टू x1/x2 क्या होता है, आपका मोड 1 आता है, ठीक है। x2/x3 इस टाइप से कुछ होता है ना, x1/x3 मोड 2 होता है। तो जो मोड आपको निकालना है, मोड 1 कोरस्पॉन्डिंग होगा फर्स्ट फ्रीक्वेंसी के। तो जब आप x1/x2 निकालोगे तब आप ये ω1 पुट करोगे, ठीक है, ये मोड 1 होगा। तो जब आप मोड 2 निकालोगे तब आप ये वाला पुट करोगे लैम्डा, और थर्ड के लिए ये वाला पुट करोगे, ठीक है। अगर आपको तीनों
Yes.
मोड शेप निकालनी हो, इसमें 3 मोड शेप आएंगी ना, तो तीनों के लिए 1 बाय 1 पुट करोगे और 3 आइगन वेक्टर निकालोगे। तो फिर उन आइगन वेक्टर की एंट्रीज को आपस में आप डिवाइड कर सकते हो, ठीक है,
Yes,
बताने के
मैम
लिए।
मोड शेप और आइगन वेक्टर दोनों सेम ही होते हैं कि अलग अलग है?
बेसिकली सेम ही चीज़ होता है। अब उसको हम रिप्रेजेंट ऐसे फिजिकली, मोड शेप हमें क्या बताता है कि x1 और x2, सपोज आपका एक मास सिस्टम है, ठीक है, उसमें आपके 2 मासेस लगे हैं, ठीक है, सिंप्लीफिकेशन के लिए 2 डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम लेते हैं, आपका x1 और x2 है। तो मोड हमें क्या बताता है कि जब x1 इस डिस्टेंस पे था, x2 किस डिस्टेंस पे रहा होगा, सॉर्ट ऑफ। या आपको एक शेप देता है कि हाँ x1/x2 क्या है, मतलब अगर आपका फिजिकल सिस्टम है, एक मास है दूसरा मास, आप ऐसे इमेजिन करो ये चल रहे हैं दोनों, तो किसी पर्टिकुलर इंस्टेंट पे या किसी भी टाइम पे x1 कितना चला है, x2 कितना चला है, उनका रेशियो लेते हो आप, तो उसको हम मोड शेप बोलते हैं। तो इस आइगन वेक्टर को जब आप निकालते हो, ठीक है, अगर आप 2 डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम के लिए निकालते हो x1 x2 होता है आपका, ठीक है, तो आप इन एंट्रीज को आपस में डिवाइड करते हो तो वो आपको मोड, वो एक नंबर देता है, तो वहाँ से आपको मोड शेप पता चलती है। मोड शेप हम आइगन वेक्टर से लेते हैं और मोड हम लेते हैं इनको डिवाइड करके, ठीक है। अगर आपको x1 x2 डिवाइड करके निकालोगे उसको आप मोड बोलोगे, और अगर पूरा वेक्टर लिखोगे तो मोड शेप बोलोगे, ठीक है।
Yes, ma'am.
अंडरस्टूड?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ प्रशांत।
हाँ मैम, एक डाउट है कि इसमें जो स्टिफनेस मैट्रिक्स दिया है वैसा तो स्टिफनेस मैट्रिक्स हमारे 3 डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम में नहीं आता है, बिकॉज
Stiffness?
लास्ट वन स्टिफनेस मैट्रिक्स मैम।
हाँ तो वो तो आ जाता है ना, 3 डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम में भी आ सकता है।
हाँ लेकिन लास्ट का जो वैल्यू रहता है ना 1 - 2, बाद में 1 जो आता है वो इन एवरी केसेस 0 रहता है ना, तो ये
सॉरी
किस 1 - 2 एंड देन 0 ऐसा रहता है, तो ये 1 ये किस केस में आता है?
सॉरी मुझे
या
समझ
फिर
नहीं
जो
आ रहा आप क्या पूछ रहे
it means K13 and K31 these values are 0 in most of the 3 degree of freedom
हो।
cases.
ओके ओके, आप ऐसे कह रहे हो, अगर ऐसा K11 K12 K21 इस टाइप से कह रहे हो ना?
हाँ राइट राइट, K13 and K31
ओके
ये इसके वैल्यू तो ऑलमोस्ट 0 रहता है हर केस में, मतलब 3 डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम के एग्जांपल में स्प्रिंग
ठीक
मास
है
के।
ठीक
तो
है।
ये जो मैट्रिक्स दिया है ये किस केस के लिए, मतलब ऑड केस के कुछ, ये तो
कौन सा
रेगुलर केस नहीं
मैट्रिक्स?
दिख रहा।
किस केस के लिए?
स्टिफनेस मैट्रिक्स जो दिया है ना, तो ये किस डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम, मतलब 3 डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम के लिए है, लेकिन किसके लिए होगा
ये मैट्रिक्स?
हाँ क्योंकि जो भी
मतलब मुझे,
प्रॉब्लम्स रहते हैं कि उसमें लास्ट वन मतलब K13 K31 ये वैल्यू 0 रहते हैं ऑलमोस्ट, मतलब हर एक
ठीक
केस
है,
में।
हाँ, तो उससे तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ना चाहिए ना, मतलब जीरो है तो वो तो आपका सिस्टम वैसे है कि इक्वेशंस वैसे आ रही हैं, तो इसमें आपको
अच्छा
प्रॉब्लम क्या है? मतलब वो मैं समझ गई कि आप कह रहे हो कि अगर ये जीरो है, लेकिन उससे इशू क्या है? होने तो जीरो, यू कैन स्टिल सॉल्व इट ना।
हम्म।
मतलब अगर आपको ऐसे भी करना है जो आप इस केस में बोल रहे हो एम इनवर्स के, वो तो आप हमेशा निकालोगे क्योंकि एम भी एक स्क्वायर मैट्रिक्स रहेगी, के भी स्क्वायर मैट्रिक्स रहेगी, तो एम इनवर्स के भी एक स्क्वायर मैट्रिक्स रहेगी। तो आप ये प्रोसीजर तो हमेशा अप्लाई कर सकते हो, आइगन वेक्टर आइगन वैल्यू हमेशा फाइंड आउट कर सकते हो। इसमें इशू क्या है अगर ये जीरो भी आ रहे हैं तो?
नहीं ऑलमोस्ट मतलब हर एक केस में जो 3 डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम रहता है ना, तो उसमें 0 रहते हैं, तो इस केस में नहीं है, तो ये मतलब इसका डायग्राम कैसे होगा,
ओके
स्प्रिंग
वेट अ
मास का
सेकेंड,
डायग्राम
इस
किस
केस
तरह
में
से
आप
हो
कह
सकता
रहे
है,
हो कि
या फिर
अच्छा
K1
ये,
K2 का
ओके
वैल्यू क्या हो
ओके,
सकता है, K1 K2 K3 का वैल्यू क्या हो
ठीक है,
सकता
मैं
है?
समझ गई आपका पॉइंट। आप कह रहे हो कि यूजुअली ये जीरो आते हैं यहाँ पे, लेकिन वन गिवन है,
हाँ तो इसमें
ठीक है।
K1 K2 K3 के वैल्यू क्या होंगी?
K1 K2 K3 की वैल्यूज़ क्या होंगी? ओके, वो तो देखना पड़ेगा, मतलब वो मैं ऐसे नहीं बता सकती बिकॉज इन्होंने क्वेश्चन में सिर्फ मास की मैट्रिक्स और के दिया हुआ है, या
मैम
फिर ये एक
दैट इज व्हाई
हाइपोथेटिकल।
इसमें इसमें सीधा मैट्रिक्स देने का पर्पस ही है, बिकॉज दिस इज अ हाइपोथेटिकल केस।
ऑब्वियसली इट इज़ अ हाइपोथेटिकल केस, या फिर मुझे ये नहीं पता है कि एग्जैक्टली इसको हम एक सिस्टम बना सकते हैं कि नहीं बना सकते, मतलब दैट वी विल हैव टू चेक, लेकिन इक्वेशन से सिस्टम क्या होगा दैट इज़ आई लाइक डिफ़िकल्ट टू से। जैसे मैं नहीं बता सकती कि इस इक्वेशन का सिस्टम क्या होगा, आप समझ रहे हो सकता है इट्स अ आर्बिट्री सिस्टम, ये फिजिकल सिस्टम ना हो, इन्होंने जस्ट फाइंड करने के लिए दिया हो। यूजुअली जब आप
ओके मैम।
3 डिग्री ऑफ सिस्टम के लिए लिखते हो इक्वेशन, आपने मोस्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस में हाँ एक मास कनेक्टेड है दूसरे मास से, लेकिन ज़रूरी नहीं है कि ये उस टाइप का सिस्टम हो। मतलब हो सकता है 3 मासेस हैं, ऑब्वियसली 1 2 और 3 इन्होंने दिया है, स्प्रिंग्स का अरेंजमेंट डिफरेंट हो सकता है, ठीक है। मैं एक बार देखूंगी इफ़ आई फाइंड कि हाँ इस टाइप के सिस्टम के लिए किस टाइप का ये हो सकता है, ठीक है। आपका क्वेश्चन मुझे समझ आया, लेकिन या तो ये हाइपोथेटिकल केस हो सकता है, या तो आई विल ट्राई टू सर्च कि हाँ ये किस तरीके से डिपेंड करता है, ठीक है।
हाँ ओके मैम, क्योंकि क्या होता है कि अगर K13 और K31 अगर 0 है तो ये सिंपल इक्वेशन नहीं बनेगा, ये क्यूबिक इक्वेशन बन जाएगा, ये सिंपल कैलकुलेशन से नहीं आएगा इसका आंसर फिर।
एग्जैक्टली। इस टाइप से, हाँ इसको मे बी, हाँ इसलिए कि ताकि कैरेक्टरिस्टिक इक्वेशन आपका इस टाइप से आए और आपको सॉल्व करने में इजी हो, इसलिए इस टाइप का स्टिफनेस मैट्रिक्स हो सकता है दिया हुआ हो। ज़रूरी नहीं है कि ये
हाँ
फिजिकल सिस्टम में आप इसको बना सको, बट स्टिल आई विल लुक फॉर इट कि इस टाइप का कोई सिस्टम हो जिसमें स्टिफनेस मैट्रिक्स ऐसी आती है, ठीक है।
हाँ, ओके मैम, ठीक है।
So now we can move to next question. ठीक है, so the question is calculate the flexibility matrix, ठीक है, calculate the flexibility matrix A for the given system, ओके। तो हमारे पास एक सिंपल सिस्टम है, के मास सॉरी के स्टिफनेस का स्प्रिंग विद मास m, ओके, and to it we have attached a spring of 2k stiffness and mass 2m, okay. So this is our system. Now you have to calculate the flexibility matrix for it. So I want all of you to do it, ठीक है। Anushka, you also flexibility matrix is nothing but it is the inverse of the K matrix, ठीक है।
Okay, ma'am.
ठीक है, so you have to find the K matrix and take its inverse, तो वो आपका flexibility matrix आता है। So write the equations or howsoever you want to do it. There are two methods to find it again. So जो आपको ठीक लगे। Okay, Anushka, you have gotten 1 by k, 1 by k, 1 by k and 3 by 2k. Yeah, that is right. What about others? बाकी सबका आ गया आंसर? Okay, same you are getting. So Prashant, which method you have used? simply governing equation लिख के और applying a unit load on the individual masses. अनुष्का, आपने कौन सा मेथड यूज किया है?
Ma'am, the method you taught.
ओके, मतलब नॉर्मली इक्वेशंस लिख के मैट्रिक्स फाइंड करना.
Yes, ma'am.
ओके, प्रशांत, व्हाट अबाउट यू?
Yes, ma'am. A11 is equal to 1 by K1,
ओके
K11.
ओके, लाइक दैट.
A12 equal to A21 is equal to 1 by K12. And
ठीक है.
A22 is equal to 1 by K22.
ओके, सो आई विल फॉलो ऑब्वियसली वही इक्वेशंस वाला प्रोसीजर. ठीक है, दैट वर्क्स फॉर मी एवरी टाइम. सो here also when we write the equation of motion for first mass, it will be mx1 double dot, okay, is equal to 2k x2 minus x1 and minus k x1, and when I simplify it, it will be mx1 double dot plus 3k x1 minus 2k x2 equal to 0. Okay, so this is our first equation, and for the second mass we write 2mx double dot x2 double dot, sorry, is equal to minus 2k x2 minus x1. Now you can write it as 2mx2 double dot minus 2k x1, sorry, minus 2k x1 and plus 2k x2 equal to 0. Now from here you can simply see that the k matrix, when you write it, it will be 3k minus 2k, then it will be minus 2k, and it will be 2k, right? So this is our k matrix. Now we take its inverse, right? A matrix will be inverse of k matrix, and we know that to find the matrix inverse of a 2 cross 2 matrix is simple. What we do is ki we exchange these two diagonal entries, okay, and we multiply these two diagonal entries with a minus sign, and then we divide by the determinant. So determinant क्या है इसका? 3k into 2k will be 6k square, 6k square minus 4k square, right? So it will be 2k square. So we divided by 2k square. So all the entries will be divided by 2k square, so it will be 1 by k, 1 by k, 1 by k, and it will be 3 by 2k, right? 3 by 2k, yeah. So that is how we find it, okay. So I hope there is no doubt in this. Now we will do two more questions, okay, because almost all the questions are same. Obviously you will do it. So derive the equation of motion of this system shown in figure below. So this system is basically the system we discussed in first question. Okay, similar system बनाया हुआ है. We have K1, M1, then we have K2 and M2. Okay, then K3 and M3, and then we have K4. Okay, this is K4. So this is our system. The surface, we consider it to be frictionless. Okay, so tell me the equation of motion for this system, and choose the stiffness matrix. Sorry, this question is incomplete. It's written as Derive the equation of motion of the system shown in the figure below and find its stiffness matrix. Okay. In the first question we did only for mass 1. Now you have to write the equation for all three masses and find the stiffness matrix, basically the K matrix. Okay. So you can maybe take 5 minutes and try to do it, 5 or 10 minutes, and give me a moment. Okay. Did anyone get the answer? Three K minus 2K 0. Wait a second, I have to check it. Wait a minute. I have not given the values of K1, K2, but I think आपने assume किया है. That is fine, Amit. So Prashant, K1 plus K2 minus K2 0, minus K2, K2 plus K3 minus K3 0, minus K3 and K3 plus K4. Okay, that is right. Okay. Anushka and Dalan, are you also trying? Okay. So when you get the answer, you also put it in the chat box. Okay. So we can now start discussing the solution along. Okay. So I will make the FBD for all the three again simply as we do it. Okay. So the force here will be K2 into x2 minus x1 and it will be K1 x1. Okay. And the equation will be m1 x1 double dot equal to K2 into x2 minus x1 minus K1 x1. And it will be equal to m1 x1 double dot plus K1 plus K2 into x1 and minus K2 x2 equal to 0. Okay. Similarly for mass 2 m2. Okay. What our FBD will be? Again, from here the force will be same K2 x2 minus x1, and from here the force will be K3 into x3 minus x2. Okay. It will be m2 x2 double dot is equal to K3 into x3 minus x2 and minus K2 into x2 minus x1. When we simplify it, it will be m2 x2 double dot plus K2 plus K3 into x2 and then minus K2 x1 and minus K3 x3 equal to 0. Okay. For the third mass, again from here it will be K3 into x3 minus x2 and from here it will be K4 x3. Okay, and the equation will be m3 x3 double dot equal to minus K3 into x3 minus x2 and minus K4 x3, and it simplifies to m3 x3 double dot, okay, plus K3 plus K4 x3 minus K3 x2 equal to 0. Now when we write the stiffness matrix, okay, from the first equation we have K1 plus K2 with x1 and on minus K2 with x2. Okay, so K1 plus K2, it will be minus K2 and it is 0. There is nothing with x3. Similarly, from second equation what we see, minus K2 with x1, K2 plus K3 with x2 and minus K3 with x3. Okay, so I will write it minus K2, it is K2 plus K3 and this one is minus K3. Okay, and for the third equation we have the coefficient of x1 equal to 0, okay, and the coefficient of x2 equal to minus K3 and the coefficient of x3 equal to K3 plus K4. So basically this is our stiffness matrix. Let me make this bigger. Okay, it is K3 and it is K3 plus K4. Okay. Why is it minus K4 x3 not K4 x3? Okay, see, I told you already, na, they are also the same logic. When this spring gets compressed, it will apply force in this direction. Okay, see my pointer, this mass is moving in this direction, the spring gets compressed in this direction. Now when it gets compressed in this direction, the force will be in this direction. So see, the direction of force here is this. Okay, this is the direction of force. So when you write the equation, you write m3x3 double dot is equal to, okay, now these two will be in opposite sign only, because the acceleration is in this direction and these two forces are in this direction. So we write it like this, and when we shift them to the left hand side, they become positive. Oh, sorry, this is positive, right? You mean to say, okay, k4x3, no, ठीक है, हाँ, यहाँ पे it is, when I shift it to LHS, it will be positive. So बस मैंने इसको simplify किया, it will be minus k3x3. So to on the left hand side, it will be plus k3x3. It will be k3x2. Okay, minus minus will be plus, so it will be k3x2, and on the right left hand side, it will be minus k3x2. And here it is minus k4x3. On the right hand side, it will become plus k4x3. Okay. It's just I have done some obviously simplification in one step only.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So did you get the same answer then? Everyone? Obviously, two of you got the same answer.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now we can maybe do one last question, okay? Because it is of the so the last question is that again you have to derive the equation of motion of the system shown below and choose damping matrix, choose the, or maybe simply and determine the damping matrix. So you have this system, okay? This is K, this is C, and we have a mass 2m, and then it is K, it will be m, and wait, I will have to make it again. We have a spring K and a damper with damping C. To it we have attached a mass 2m. Then again a spring with stiffness K and a mass m. Okay. And then again a spring and damper system attached to a mass m. And then finally a damper 2C attached to it. Okay. So this is your system. And you have to choose the damping matrix for this. Okay. Again, you have to write the governing equations. In the previous questions, there was only stiffness. So we only got m into something and x into, sorry, m into x double dot and k into x. But here there will also be c into x dot. Okay. So similarly you will do, and then you will get the C matrix, the damping matrix. Okay. So take 5 minutes and try to do it. Okay.
Ma'am, what is the C value of the second damper?
Sorry. It is also C. This one is also C. And it's,
Ma'am, if damper will apply in the body, any change will happen? Like, ma'am, in the equation, like same equation will be formed or different equation for damper?
different, because when we write the governing equation for if you recall from the initial lectures, when we write the equation, there will be first the force was say for this mass. Okay, first the equation was k into x2 minus x1 from this side, and from this side it was only k into x1, right? But now it will be also c into x1 dot, because the damping force will also be there. So the spring force is equal to kx, damping force is equal to cx dot. Okay, it depends on velocity. So cx dot will be here, and
Yes.
similarly here and here also it will add accordingly. Okay. Whoever gets the answer, put it in the chat box. Okay. We will discuss after 2 or 3 minutes. We'll discuss the solution also. CX1. Okay. Okay, you can tell the stiffness matrix, Prashant, directly. Right. My internet is a bit slow. Uh, okay, C into x1, 0. Okay, C 0 0 0 C minus C, and 0 C and 3C, right? Yeah, Prashant, it's correct. So if you are still doing it, okay, you can continue. and meanwhile I will discuss the solution along. Okay, so again we will do the same basic procedure for everything. Okay, uh, so this is 2m, our first mass, and we will draw its FBT. So if the acceleration is x1 double dot, okay, the force, let me write the forces on the these forces first. Okay, from the left hand side, this spring K, it will apply a spring force that will be equal to what, K into x1, and this damper will apply a force C into x1 dot, right? And from here it will be K into x2 minus x1. Simple. This is for the first mass, and the governing equation will be 2m x1 double dot, okay, is equal to K into x2 minus x1 minus k x1 and yeah, minus c x1 dot, right? And when I write it on the left hand side, it will be 2m x1 double dot minus k into x2 minus x1 plus c x1 dot and minus k x1. Okay, now I'm not simplifying this because the question is only asking for the C matrix, so I will just later find the coefficients of the C. So here I am not simplifying it. Now for the second mass M, this spring
Plus
force,
x plus k x1.
sorry, yeah, come again. Anushka, you said something, I wasn't able to listen.
Ma'am, will it be plus kx1?
Yeah, sorry, this will be plus kx1, yes, this will be plus kx1. Okay,
Ma'am, plus k x1.
yeah, plus kx1. Okay, so now for the second mass, this spring force will be in opposite direction. Okay, so it will be k into x2 minus x1, and here it will be again two forces, one from the spring, another from the damper. Now from the spring, okay, I will zoom it in. So here it will be k into x3 minus x2, right? And similarly for damper C, the damping force will be C into x3 dot minus x2 dot. Okay, so that is how we write for this body. Now again, when we write the equation of motion, it will be m x2 double dot, okay, equal to k uh, equal to k into x3 minus x2 plus c into x3 dot minus x2 dot and minus k into x2 minus x1, and we can write it as m x2 double dot minus k into x3 minus x2 minus c into x3 dot minus x2 dot and minus sorry plus k into x2 minus x1 equal to 0. Okay, and similarly for mass 3, if you see, these two forces will be same. Okay, because this damper and spring will apply these equal forces on the both ends. Okay, so here it will be k into x3 minus x2 and it will be c into x3 dot minus x2 dot. Okay, and now from here see, again this damper, this x3 mass, this mass, third mass is going towards this direction. Okay, and so that is why the velocity also is in this direction, so the damper force will apply in this direction. Okay, so it will be 2c x3 dot. Okay, now the equation of motion will be m x3 double dot is equal to, okay, it's x3 double dot in this direction is equal to, all the forces are in negative, so minus 2c x3, or let me write it in one step only. Okay, I am taking them on the left hand side, so we can write it plus 2c x3 dot plus k x3 minus x2 and plus c x3 dot minus x2 dot. is equal to 0. Now, when I write the mass matrix, the stiffness matrix, and the damping matrix, it will be similar. The procedure will be similar. So, I will just write the damping matrix. Now, damping matrix, we know that it will be multiplied the vector x1 dot, x2 dot, and x3 dot. So, see, for the first equation, look carefully that we have only cx1 dot. So we will write a c here and the rest two will be 0. Okay, Amit, wait a second. So, and for the second equation, uh, where is it? Yeah. In the second equation, you can see that with x3 dot we have multiplied minus c, and if we consider x2 dot we will multiply it with plus c, because here already there is a minus sign. So x2 dot has plus c and x3 dot has minus c, and for x1 dot there will be 0, so it will be 0, then plus c and minus c. Now for x3 dot, sorry, for the third equation, okay, which is here, we don't have the x1 dot. Okay, my voice is not coming properly. Wait a second. Think. Uh, my PC got stuck. I don't know why. Again. Is it fine now, Anushka? Hello? Is my voice clear now? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello? Okay. Is it clear now? Okay, okay, okay. I have changed. Yeah. So, so I was saying that, yeah. Now for the third equation, okay, if you see the third equation again, x1 dot, x2 dot, and x3 dot is there, and you can see that for, wait a second, yeah, for x1 dot we don't, we lost my network. Hello. Uh-huh. Hello. Uh-huh. My internet. Hello. Hello. Uh, hello.
Yes, ma'am, it is now
Are you
clearly.
guys still there? Sorry, I lost connection. Okay. So I was telling that, see, in the last also, you know that the coefficient of x1 dot will be 0. The coefficient for x2 dot will be what? Minus c, right? And the coefficient of x3 dot will be what? C from here and 2c from here, okay? So these will add and it will become 3c, okay? Understood till here? Now, see, Amit had asked some question. Let me go to the chat box. Amit, the chat box is not loading. I have a weak internet. Can you repeat your question, whatever it is?
Yes, madam, can you explain how the damping force is, the direction of damping force is calculated for the middle of the mass?
The middle mass.
The second, yeah, second mass, M.
Okay. See, I have assumed that x3 is greater than x2.